Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter. T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Music is the art of organized sound that expresses ideas and emotions through beat, melody, and rhythm. It is an emotional language that is used for entertainment and a key factor in many, many cultures.
As we know, sound waves are mechanical longitudinal waves that require a medium to travel through them.
And similar to pitch, the intonation or tone of a sound depends on the frequency of a wave.
This is what happens when you hear things. Sound waves enter the ear canal, which makes them smaller and moves them along to the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates, which moves tiny bones in the middle ear. The bones pound on the seashell-shaped inner ear. Here, sound travels as waves in a fluid. The waves hit tiny hairs, which send signals to the brain. The brain filters and processes the signals so you know what you're listening to. This all takes place in 1/100th of a second.
Interestingly enough, the human ear can interpret frequencies into wavy noise when instruments are not in tune with the other.
Wow.
Now we'll use a tuning device that musicians use to gauge their intonation.
Wavelength is the distance over which the wave shape repeats.
Frequency is the number of waves that pass a point in a certain period of time.
Music notes have specific wavelengths and frequencies based on their pitch and tone. It is important for musicians to maintain the proper tone because, as said before, the human ears are very sensitive to sound, which means that it can depict even the slightest of changes in frequency or pitch. And this experiment I'm about to do will showcase just that. So, pour water into one of two identical glasses. Now, we will measure the pitch. It is immediately evident that this one has a lower pitch and frequency than this one. Now, we will pour some water into the empty glass. Let's measure the pitch. As you can probably hear, this one still has a higher frequency and pitch than this one. So, let's pour more water. Let's test the frequency. We're not quite there yet. Let's continue. We are quite close, but there is still a slight difference between the pitches. I think we got it. Although it does get a bit harder to detect the different pitches between the two glasses, because of how sensitive the human ear is, it is actually still possible.
Musicians adapt their wavelengths to fit conditions like other players, temperatures, and instruments to maintain a good intonation.
In doing so, we'll create a nice, smooth sound that will allow for a better experience for both the audience and the musician.